Picture this. The year is 240 BC. Alexandria is the undisputed commercial and intellectual capital of the known world, a sprawling coastal megacity home to 500,000 people. King Ptolemy III rules a Hellenistic empire that dominates the Mediterranean. The colossal Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the world, towers over the harbor, and the legendary library secretly holds the accumulated knowledge of the human race. But what was it actually like to spend a single day here? Not as a king, or a philosopher, or a scholar, but as an ordinary citizen navigating the grandest, most modern metropolis on Earth. Using AI trained on archaeological evidence, surviving geographic texts, and historical records, we have reconstructed what 24 hours in ancient Alexandria actually looked like. Not just the marble columns and myths, but the bustling polyglot docks, the scent of imported frankincense, the endless copying of papyrus scrolls, and the collision of the Greek and Egyptian worlds from dawn to midnight. The sun breaks over the eastern horizon, turning the waters of the Mediterranean Sea into a brilliant, sparkling blue. You are standing on the flat roof of a multi-story limestone apartment block in the Bruttian, the wealthy Greek quarter of the city. A cool sea breeze carries the smell of salt, blooming jasmine, and baking bread. Alexandria is no dusty, organic, chaotic town. It is a masterpiece of urban planning, laid out by the architect Dinocrates in a perfect mathematical grid designed to catch the cooling northern winds. You head downstairs to begin your day. The city is already awake. You splash your face with clean water from the aqueduct-fed system running beneath the streets. Alexandria doesn't rely on muddy riverbanks. Its water engineering is advanced, delivering fresh water throughout the city. Breakfast is simple but nourishing. Dense barley bread dipped in pressed olive oil, fresh figs, and sharp goat cheese. By mid-morning, you step onto the Canopic Way, the city's main artery. Over 100 feet wide, lined with colonnades, it runs straight from the Gate of the Sun in the east to the Gate of the Moon in the west. The street is alive with merchants in wool tunics, Egyptian priests in pure linen, and Jewish scholars debating philosophy. Alexandria is a melting pot. You share the street with Persians, Syrians, Greeks, Egyptians, and more, all converging in a bustling harmony. You make your way to the harbor, and your eyes are drawn to the Pharos lighthouse. Standing nearly 400 feet tall, clad in gleaming white marble and limestone, its polished bronze mirror at the top reflects the sun like a second star. By day, it is a symbol of human mastery over the sea. By night, its massive fire guides ships safely through the treacherous reefs. By mid-morning, your work takes you to the outer halls of the Library of Alexandria, attached to the Royal Research Institute, the Museion. You are a mid-level scribe, tasked with copying scrolls that have just arrived from ships docking in the harbor. Maritime law requires all vessels to surrender books to the royal guards, and it is your job to carefully reproduce them. The originals remain safely in the library, while the copies are returned to the sometimes furious captains. The air smells of cedar oil and fresh papyrus, and hundreds of scholars work tirelessly on mathematics, translations, astronomy, and mechanics. Engineers study water-lifting screws invented by Archimedes. Some scribes calculate the circumference of the Earth using nothing but obelisks and shadows. Alexandria is a city where genius is funded by the state. By noon, the sun blazes overhead, reflecting off white marble and limestone. You leave your work and head to the Central Agora, a massive public market to eat. Alexandria sits at the crossroads of Europe, Africa, and Asia. The market is overflowing with imported goods: Indian pepper, Arabian frankincense, Syrian glass, and Spanish silver. You buy your lunch from a street vendor: flatbread, olives, salted fish pulled fresh from the harbor, and a bowl of thick lentil soup, washed down with watered-down Greek wine. Here, the Mediterranean diet is rich, diverse, and nourishing, a reflection of the city's immense wealth and trade. While you eat, King Ptolemy III is busy in his sprawling palace, managing an empire that runs on grain and gold. His day began with diplomatic meetings, reviewing tax revenues from the Nile and planning lavish religious festivals to keep the urban populace content. He is a Greek pharaoh ruling an Egyptian land, balancing diplomacy, politics, and religion with absolute precision. In the late afternoon, you wander toward Rakatis, the older Egyptian quarter. Here stands the Serapeum, a temple built to unite Greek and Egyptian citizens under a single deity, Serapis, a clever combination of Osiris, the sacred Apis bull, and Zeus. Wealthy Greek merchants burn offerings alongside barefoot Egyptian tradesmen, a manufactured god engineered to prevent civil war, but it works. Alexandria's streets are simmering with tension, yet the city maintains a delicate balance. As the sun lowers, you return home. Your apartment is comfortable, plastered and painted with geometric frescoes. Legal and social divisions are clear. Greek citizens enjoy privileges and gymnasiums. Native Egyptians are heavily taxed and often second class. Tonight, the streets are peaceful. Dinner is a modest affair: fresh fish, barley cakes, and a little honeyed wine. As darkness falls, Alexandria transforms. The wealthy host symposiums filled with music, poetry, and debate. On your roof, you catch a final glimpse of the illuminated Pharos lighthouse, a beacon projecting a concentrated beam across the Mediterranean. The astronomers in the Museion are awake, peering through sighting tubes, meticulously mapping constellations and laying the groundwork for future science. The city sleeps beneath the stars, unpolluted and vast. You reflect on the life around you, the bustling docks, the scent of papyrus, the manufactured gods, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Alexandria is a civilization built on the Nile's wealth and the intellect of Greece. They measure the globe, lift water from canals, compile the world's knowledge, and build monuments that defy nature itself. That was 24 hours in ancient Alexandria. Not just the legendary queens or tragic myths, but the real city, its scholars, merchants, harbor, library, lighthouse, and streets. They built a civilization of intellectual light, projecting human knowledge across the darkness of ignorance, a light we still navigate by today. Thank you for watching. Which ancient marvel should we reconstruct next? Drop a comment below, and as always, we'll see you in the past.